Once we got past the advertised round of rain and storms this morning, we certainly were treated to a nicer Wednesday afternoon all across the board, not just over Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, but at least this time lapse outside of Seneca, Missouri showed the rain that worked on through this morning before the skies really brightened up as our frontal boundary passed on through. The same frontal boundary that launched some scattered storms in our northern counties yesterday afternoon and certainly yesterday evening. Then we had the big push of moisture. I want to show it to you one more time before we move along here. This big push of moisture that fired up in south central Kansas, that's what really worked on through. It gave us the bulk of the rainfall that we saw today, half an inch on the average across the board. But needless to say, many spots picking up anywhere from half an inch on the low end to as much as 2.5 to almost 3 inches. Much needed rain that we would certainly take, and we certainly got it. And not to mention we were treated to a fairly quiet afternoon overall. Maybe a few isolated storms in parts of Osage and Washington counties earlier this evening, but you saw how those didn't last long at all. We're dry now, and this is how the radar is going to stay as we go through the rest of the night, since we'll stick with clear skies that we're seeing plenty of from 7th and Range Line. 72 in Joplin and East Breeze at 7. Humidity not too bad, sitting at 68%. I don't think it's going to get too high, so I'm not too worried about any patchy fog overnight. Still, doesn't change the fact that we'll keep quiet as we go through the rest of the night. As far as temperatures go, some upper 60s are popping up on the board. Everyone else is in the lower, if not mid 70s still. But as long as we keep quiet here and across the entire region, I don't see no reason why we can't drop back into the middle to upper 60s as we go into our Thursday morning. At the surface, there's our cold front, and the trailing end of it that passed on through has stalled out just to the south as a stationary front. That's going to wash out as we go through tomorrow. I will keep an eye on this frontal boundary, even though I don't think it plays a big role as we head toward Friday and Saturday. However, all eyes are on this building upper ridge again out to the west, waiting to see how much summer heat, late summer heat, can work back in here as a result of that ridge coming back into play. But at least we don't have to worry about it for the next few days at the very least, and certainly not for tonight. You can see how with mostly clear skies and the light southeast breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour, everyone drops back to 66 degrees first thing in the morning, and we'll just keep warm with the humidity low once again throughout the day tomorrow. 83 by noon. We'll push afternoon highs to about 88 in downtown Joplin. Everyone else, let's say mid to upper 80s. Warm, sure, but warm and muggy? Absolutely not. It's looking good for tomorrow. Now let's talk about Friday. I'm keeping the day dry and the football games Friday dry. With that said, that frontal boundary to the northwest is going to try to clip northern parts of Kansas and Missouri. Rain chances will primarily stay to the north, but I wouldn't rule out maybe a few showers late Friday night, early Saturday morning, try to clip parts of the area, but I think that's our only best shot for any rain this weekend. Overall, we're going to keep things dry. I will say, however, we'll watch another strong wave out west as we go into early next week, because it could try to bring a few isolated storms on Monday, but Tuesday and Wednesday, I think that's when it'll really start to not only give us our next best shot for scattered rain, but give us a taste of fall on the first day of fall, which ironically enough kicks off next Wednesday. 88 tomorrow, 89 on Friday, staying near 90 for much of the weekend, and again, Dow, much of the weekend staying dry, but after we start the early week with lows in the highs rather in the lower 90s, hopefully 59 to start Wednesday out and highs near 80 for the first day of fall.
Yeah, and it's kind of coincidental, I suppose, that the temperature that night before the first day of fall will actually be kind of chilly.
But kind of nice, too.
You bet. Thanks, Nick.